After you've completed the Edge of Fate campaign, both the Fabled and Mythic world tiers open up on Kepler, which introduces a new quest line to complete. Although that quest line is really just do these missions again, but on the harder difficulties. So why would you actually want to go back and do this? Well, it unlocks some more stuff on Kepler. You get access to matterspark 4, which is pretty good. You can upgrade the tier of the drops that you get from doing things on Kepler. You get access to the Kepler armor variant, which has completely new set bonuses. I think you need a mythic completion for that armor set. You can buy tier 5 static weapon rolls off of the vendor. It'll complete some triumphs for the title. So I do think it is eventually worth doing. However, you are also asked to find secret Strangelets for these quest lines, 2 for Fabled and 4 for Mythic. Mythic doesn't have 4 new ones, 2 of them are the ones for Fabled, and then you have 2 new ones for Mythic. Here are the locations of said Strangelets in each area and how to activate them. First, we have the Outer Steppes. Fast travel to the Outer Steppes and follow along on screen to get to the Outer Wastes. From here, you're going to grab a nearby cannon and use it to shoot through a lasered off doorway. The teleport beacon is back near where you picked up the cannon. Teleport through and turn into a ball to take the path and activate a node through the tunnel. Come back through the way that you came and jump up to see a rally flag circle. Rally up here, and then you're going to have a few minutes to defeat all of the fallen bosses outside to unlock the Strangelet. On Fabled, this is somewhat doable by yourself, but on Mythic, you will definitely want to have a couple people with you to make this less stressful, but even with a couple of people, it's still going to be a little bit tough. Mythic is kind of hard. Killing the tank first is definitely not a bad idea, but neither is killing a captain to give yourself a little bit of space in the arena. The timer is very strict as well. As soon as it hits 0 on the clock, it's over. It's not like a bunch of other things in the game where the game gives you like 10 extra seconds after the clock hits 0. Pick up the nearby Strangelet and then go back to Caldera to deposit it. You cannot hold multiple Strangelets. Go back after each one, because if you're holding one and then you do another, you're not going to be able to pick it up. Next, we'll go to the Aionian campus. This requires you to have the Graviton Spike hand cannon because you're going to shoot one of those flowers and break the stasis crystal inside. This flower is on the low ground, kind of in that main courtyard area. This is going to dramatically slow down the speed of the red turbine right next to it, allowing you to go into ball mode through the pipe and hit the next rally circle. Break the Oracle to start the encounter. The main thing to look out for here is the swarming debuff at the top of your screen. You must kill the Vex Imp swarmers that spawn in before the timer runs out. It's not really that difficult to do. If you don't, you're just going to start over. Otherwise, kill everything else in the area as best as you can, but the main thing are those Imp swarmers. Then, when you get a message that says something like, the Vex can't escape, or whatever it says, kill off the Wyverns, and that is your next Strangelet. Next, we're going to the assimilated easement, and you're just going to follow along on screen here. Eventually, you're going to find this circle room, which is where the Strangelet is. You're going to see another graviton spike flower up on the right side, basically at the ceiling, which when activated will slow a spinning gear right next to it. Go into that room and charge up the Vex Pylon to charge up the rally circle in the previous circle room. This encounter revolves around shooting an increasing number of oracles that spawn in within a certain time frame, and the time frame is pretty quick. They spawn in a ring around the upper part of the room, and they do take a fair amount of shots to kill, so focus fire is important. Burn that heavy ammo. That being said, this encounter was particularly tough on Mythic because the damage output from the enemies was so high, and there's not that much cover in here. Fortunately, you get infinite revives, you can self-revive. There's not really a timer on the entire encounter itself, so it's more of a war of attrition versus trying to execute some sort of like raid encounter mechanics. The final one is in the Exile's Accord. Again, follow along on screen here. There's some backtracking to do to get into position. Climb up high in the room that you find yourself in to prepare for another switch to press. You're going to need to mattermorph some platforms in addition to using a cannon to teleport into a small hut. Within that hut is the switch to activate the rally. This encounter is a simple mine defusal one where you stand under the mine in order to disarm it. You're going to be dealing with a boss the entire time as well, plus a bunch of shanks. The objective otherwise is to just kill the boss to release the Strangelet. After you've gathered all of the Strangelets that you need for your respective difficulty, I think you just need to run the message, aka the final mission, and that will unlock Matterspark 4, which is very good. You get more damage on it, you can apply Jolt, you start health regen when you turn into a ball, and you auto-reload your weapons after a brief time after turning into a ball. Again, Mythic, you're going to want to bring some friends. The final mission took me and my team over an hour to do, although some of that was messing around with like other things like the Graviton Spike Catalysts, which I am still working on, by the way. Hope this video helped. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.